Coach, if you're ready, you can go ahead and start.
Okay, we ready? Okay, Steve. First of all, we've had a good week of practice. It was good to get back in a routine. We practiced Tuesday, Wednesday. We practiced red zone yesterday, and then we had our scrimmage today. It was our 10th practice today, which is good. We have 15 left, which is much needed. A scrimmage, I thought overall was really good. We started out the scrimmage going field goal block live, which we did the last one too. Thought it was really good. And then our emphasis today was kickoff, return. And we had 3 live reps and gave us some great information as far as that goes. And then halfway through the scrimmage, we went ahead and let our young guys get 2 more reps of punt, return live, which was good, along with our returners. We had a 90-play scrimmage. It was almost 50-50 as far as run-pass, which that was by design. The last scrimmage was run-heavy. Defensively, just a couple things. The defense had 3 turnovers. Sherwood and Geis both had interceptions. Offensively, the highlight, Shivers had an 80-yard touchdown reception. We did let all of our quarterbacks go live except Bo. We did the same thing last scrimmage too. Just feeling like that, Chad needs to see those guys, what they can do in game-type situations. And, anytime your quarterbacks go live, it definitely helps your defense. Also, for the second scrimmage in a row, no major injuries, which is a true blessing with everything else that's going on. As far as this past week with our COVID numbers, like I said earlier, we had 16 players that missed this week of practice. The positive note is we tested Sunday and last Wednesday. We had 0 positive. So that was a really good sign that I feel like that we're adjusting with our students back on campus. And, of course, we'll test again tomorrow and Wednesday too. So we're hopeful that, that'll stay the same and we can start getting in a routine and get our guys out to the practice field, our whole team, the last 3 weeks of preparation with that. And then just a couple guys that got here late, Malcolm Johnson Jr., and then, of course, our Australian punter, Oscar Chapman. They both will be return and be ready to practice this week. So, like I said, overall, it was really good. We had a very good week of practice. And like I said, it's just our 10th practice with 2 scrimmages under our belt. And we have 15 left for 3 weeks. So, I liked our attitude. I liked our energy, as far as everything goes with the scrimmage. Questions?
First question today comes from Jason Caldwell.
Gus, obviously position battles, especially on the offensive line, are things that today was probably a big step towards. When would you like to start narrowing some of those things down, obviously with 3 weeks now until the first game?
Yeah, we got 2 scrimmages under our belt. I do know, Monday we'll have personnel meetings again on both sides of the football and just kind of where we're at and get a good strategy for this upcoming week. And more than anything, the scrimmages are the best way to kind of see where we're at. So we'll narrow things down somewhat, but kind of like I've been saying, all along. We'll get order for 1s and 2s, but also those 3s. Today's scrimmage, we let everybody go, and that was also by design too. But the offensive line, we're getting some really good information. They're getting used to working with Coach Bicknell, and we've kind of moved some guys around. There's probably been more movement the first 2 weeks than any fall camp that I can remember. Just trying to gather the right information and put the pieces to the puzzle.
Thanks.
Next question is from Brian Matthews.
Hi, Coach. Thank you again for speaking to us. Just wanted to ask you about Bo Nix, how he performed today, and also how would you gauge sort of his progress from a year ago to now?
Yeah, well, first of all, a year ago to now is completely different. He's got a lot better understanding of not only defenses but the college game and everything that goes with it, and you can tell he's more confident. From an offensive standpoint, not just Bo but the rest of our offense, there has been an acceleration of install. So we've installed a whole lot faster than we normally would, but I think he's got a good grasp of what Coach Morris is asking, And, we weren't able to go through spring. And like I said, this was just the 10th practice. And so those guys are still, getting used to each other. And one thing, too, that we're doing a little bit different we have in the past is the guys are moving around a lot different in different places on the field and all that. And so they're just in the process of getting their timing down. And you can see each practice, that getting better.
Next question is from JG Tate.
Gus, question about Connis Miller, just his status with the team.
Yeah, Connis is no longer with us, and we wish him nothing but the best.
Affect things at defensive tackle. Obviously, he was somebody you were going to be relying on to some degree. Talk about your depth
Well,
there.
we really feel like, we've got a bunch of young guys and inexperienced guys that, are getting a chance to do their thing and show what they can do. And I will tell you about the new group that come in. They're talented and getting a lot of reps in practice. And, Rodney likes to play 10 guys a game anyway. And so we'll be rotating, but, we feel good about where we're at and, with the guys we got. We still got good numbers. You and Montgomery still?
Of course. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Our next question is from Steve Moulton.
Hey, Coach. I was hoping you could speak to the development of Austin Troxell, and you've already talked a little bit about the O-line, but do you feel good about the depth at both O-line and D-line?
Yeah, we do, and that's been an emphasis. The first 10 practices, develop depth on both sides of the football. There's been some really good competition. We're trying to be more physical than we have any fall camp, just by the live reps about just going good on good with inside and half line and team run and a lot of hookups too. And so just getting these guys experience on the run and really at an accelerated pace. But I will say this, we've got a lot of good options on both sides of the football, and it's just a matter of coming together, and that's why we're out there practicing. And like I said, the good thing is we got 15 more before we play our first game.
And Austin Troxell?
Yeah, Austin's a guy that, he's got game experience. Matter of fact, he's got some big game experience, and he's just getting back to, trusting that knee. And, every day, you can see that he's more and more confident with it.
Next question is from Mark Murphy.
Gus, talk about your week 4 goals coming up for the team as a whole on offense and defense, and also how many scrimmages you want to get in before you play Kentucky?
Yeah, this week, we're gonna have a personnel meeting again, on Monday, but it's more about us. We will start kind of implementing Kentucky to a certain point, but we're still developing our foundation and our techniques and fundamentals. I mean, that's really the big thing. And like I was saying earlier, timing wise, as far as scrimmage, and we'll have another scrimmage on Saturday. It'll be more situational. The last 2 is just old school, put the ball down and let them drive the field. And if they don't, you punt and get off the field. And if you end up in the red zone, you end up in the red zone. So the next one will be a lot of situational, heavy 2-minute, the next 2 Saturdays, and just preparing for those backed up situations, red zone situations, and all that.
2 more scrimmages is the plan?
Well, there's one for sure, and we'll see where we're at the week before. It could be limited, maybe younger. We'll just see where we're at and what our needs are at that time.
Thanks.
Our next question is from Nathan King.
Hey, Gus. Hey, thanks for talking with us this morning. I wanted to ask about Jack Bicknell. Nick Brahms was talking a lot about him yesterday and how he feels like the fundamentals are different. They're doing, he said, common sense things this year. There's a lot more conditioning involved. What have you kind of seen are the differences with Coach Bicknell's coaching from years past, maybe?
Well, I mean, he's a relationship guy, and he's learning these guys as we go. He doesn't have the benefit of a spring under his belt. So there's still that learning curve, and they're getting to learn him. He's learning about them, and he's just putting them in different situations and trying to see how they respond. But, one thing I can tell, he's a relationship guy, and I know our guys have responded. And so, they're off to a very good start together.
Next question is from Josh Vitale.
Yes, you mentioned Bo Nix's grasp of the offense. Talking to players yesterday, Nick and Anthony both said they've seen him grow a lot in terms of his confidence as a leader, having more energy. What have you seen from him in those areas of the game?
I think that's a fair assessment. He's a lot more vocal than he was at any time last year. And he's really trying to lead. Last year he's a true freshman. We had a lot of veteran guys, offensively and defensively, and this year, we don't have as many veteran guys. And so, not only from a quarterback standpoint, but also a team leadership standpoint, he's trying to, use his influence that way too.
Next question is from Tom Green.
Hey, Gus. Wanted to ask you about Alpo and what he's brought to the defense so far and what position group he's specifically been working with this offseason.
Yeah, he's working with outside linebackers and bucks. And, the thing about Al is he's a relationship guy too. And he's very knowledgeable. He's got a lot of positive energy. And he doesn't have any bad days. I mean, he's one of those guys that you light up your day, whether it's in his room, another player, another coach, and just overall a whole lot of positive energy.
Got a follow-up from Brian Matthews.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Just wanted to ask you about TD Moultrie, what you've seen out of him so far, and how that battle's shaping up with him and Derek Hall at the buck position.
Yeah, it's good competition. Obviously, competition brings out the best in everybody, but I think TD's off to a good start. It seems to me like each practice he's improving, and he's one of those guys that does have experience, and we've just been challenging to take that next step. And so hopefully he'll keep progressing in that area. But I will say this, so far he's off to a good start in fall camp.
With a follow-up from Mark Murphy.
Yeah, can you talk about the young running backs, Mark Anthony Richards and Tank Bigsby, how they're doing, and big picture with the running backs as a group, or what are you seeing from them?
Yeah, first of all, those first two, I will tell you this, both of them have playmaking ability, and they can create big plays. We've seen that throughout practice. Both those guys can catch the ball out of the backfield, which, that's been one of Chad's emphasis, get the ball more in the passing game to our running backs, which I told you earlier, there was an 80-yard touchdown reception for Shivers. So those two guys are getting experience. They're learning every day. And, just the overall running back room, I think Cadillac is really impressed, with the group as a whole, with just, their attitude, their work ethic. Right now he's rotating a lot of them. I know Shivers has went with the ones. DJ has went with the ones quite a bit too, but he likes the overall depth that he has in the room.
How big a deal is it for those guys to pass protect this year if you guys are going to throw the ball a good bit?
Yeah, the thing about it is, protection's always, big, but at the same time, there's some free release things that the backs are getting out, and it just the hot's turning on to the quarterback, which, like I said, Bo's second year and playing college football, he's got a great understanding of protections and defenses, and so you'll see a little bit of both, not just the protection, but getting the guys out and five-man protecting.
Thanks.
Next question is from Justin Ferguson.
Hey, Gus, I wanted to ask you about Kalen Newton. Schwartz yesterday seemed to be pretty impressed with his progress at wide receiver. You think he's a guy who could help you out this year?
Yeah, there's no doubt he'll be able to help us out. It doesn't surprise me at all, but, he stepped right in. He studies the game, and he's been very physical too. You're talking about a guy that actually played quarterback in college and was very successful. So he's got a really good understanding of offenses, defenses, big picture. But I've just been so impressed with his attitude, his physicality, and really probably more than anything, his want to. He's desperate to help the team. So that's been really, really good from him.
Thank you.